Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Hey crypto friends, checking in on the usual names. We have the bulls making an attempt at some key resistances here. We have multiple daily inside bars on Bitcoin. As we know, our key range is the high of the bull move, the low of the pullback, and currently the bulls are still favored, in my opinion, on this chart. We're in uptrends on every time frame except for the monthly chart, and we are much closer to breaking resistance than to breaking key daily support. Keep in mind that even if the Bitcoin bulls fail resistance of 8,388, we can pull back on the daily, and anything above 660 will keep us in this daily equilibrium and tightening range. So that keeps the bulls extremely comfortable knowing that they could pull back literally 15+% and still be maintaining the most important daily support level. So the question now is, can we break key resistance? We have a 4-hour high, low. Let's just draw it out. We got an equilibrium on the 4-hour to be watching. So our last rejection, unable to break resistance, low of that pullback, lower high, and higher low. This is the 4-hour equilibrium that I'm watching. Bulls need to break 81.57, and then we're looking at our two resistances in the 8300s, and on the 4-hour time frame, anything above 78.05 will be a higher low. A bit of a clue for the bulls was losing the 4-hour uptrend, which was a double bottom that then broke bear, and every single candlestick that broke below that level saw a lower wick of bulls buying the dip, and we never closed the candlestick below that level. We have not seen a bear cross of the exponential moving averages. We have not closed below the 26-period 4-hour exponential moving average. All of these are signs that are bullish to me. So I'm still maintaining my Ethereum swing trade. I have trimmed a little bit of that. I trimmed off about 20% of my position while we were trading within this tightening range just to ensure some gains selling in the low 250s and to continue lowering that cost basis. But now at this point, I'm in a position size where I'm comfortable enough to let these bulls have at it. So this is an extremely bullish chart on the daily time frame as far as I'm concerned. Until that changes, the burden of proof is on the bears to show us something. And we're watching the same kind of range on Ethereum. High of the bull move, low of the pullback. Scouting, if we cannot break 281.77, we will look for a lower high. But we're seeing a shift right now in the ETH BTC chart where Ethereum is gaining strength on Bitcoin. So the 4-hour time frame for Ethereum, we are at 4-hour resistance now, 264.77, whereas the Bitcoin bulls still need about, 1% to get above that resistance. So key resistance test for Ethereum, 264.77. The bull break, we've been talking about Ethereum, how we were looking for the daily higher low to form. I was looking for the daily bull flag. At this point, I would be surprised if the bulls had the strength to just see a bull flag breakout, but we were looking for the daily higher low to be formed, and it did, and then we had a double top on the 4-hour time frame. You can see we had very little follow through from the bears. 322 was resistance. We rejected from 321, and there's our bull break on this most recent candlestick. Looking at it on the hourly time frame, a very convincing breakout of ETH BTC. And now the question is on the daily time frame, can we break our resistance of 348, or is it just going to give us a daily lower high and tightening range? So patiently waiting for this break to take place. Now it is taking place. Best case scenario would be for Bitcoin to break bull and for this chart to continue its bull break, because that means Ethereum would be making its way into the upper 260s. So a couple key 4-hour resistances to be watching on these two. Litecoin on the daily time frame, also multiple inside bars, also watching the same key range of the high and the low, and not confidently setting a lower high yet, because we do still have inside bars. We can still, this is all still the same bull move because every candle is a higher low on this bounce on the daily time frame. So I wouldn't say that we've set our daily lower high yet, and that's probably the case for everybody, and that is the case for everybody. So not confident a lower high has been set yet. Litecoin is the same. If we break this inside bar bullish, let's see the 4-hour time frame in comparison. We have multiple resistance levels, so we can see Litecoin is much weaker. 93.50 and 97.28 have to break on the 4-hour time frame, and you can see if Litecoin were as strong as Ethereum, we'd pretty much be at about 96.50 right now, testing this resistance, just like Ethereum is testing its 4-hour resistance. So still a lot of work to do for the Litecoin bulls. We are still looking at multiple 4-hour resistances and still pretty tight here. Let's see the LTC BTC chart to see if we can expect any kind of shift here for Litecoin to try and catch up. Very clear downtrend, 1166 and 11.7 is a bit of a double top. We are looking for a daily higher low to form, but bulls struggling to get that daily higher low. I would need to see a clear break of 11.7 to shift this 4-hour momentum. XRP. So we got our high and our low, the pullback, multiple inside bars. Our daily lower high has not been set yet. What's the 4-hour time frame look like? Again, multiple resistance levels to work with, whereas Bitcoin only has one 4-hour resistance before the high of the bull move. XRP and Litecoin have two. So 409 and 429, might as well call it 43. Two key resistances, and our short-term support is 388. So again, it's just how many resistance levels are left. Ethereum and Bitcoin are stronger than Litecoin and XRP on the 4-hour time frames with where we currently stand. Binance, the lead bull of 2019 in the cryptocurrency space, continues to shine with beautiful follow-through. 4-hour uptrend. Let's see, we had a support level of 2780. And this is a scenario where we broke support with zero follow-through. We broke 2780 and we got 1% of follow-through, and then the bulls bought that dip significantly. So that means when we break the trend, when we change the trend and get no follow-through, zoom out and look for a flag. That was a little daily bull flag, second one in a row. Blue sky breakout, 3280, 33, 3280, 33, and 34 are key resistance levels, and next time we consolidate, we're going to look just for another 4-hour higher low. Very comfortable for these bulls on Binance, confirming the weekly bull flag in a huge way. So the space is still bullish. There's a lot of bear talk out there. I had somebody comment on the last video saying that the bulls have been in control for 6 months and now it's the bears' turn. I don't know where that came from because the weekly trend changed for the bulls less than 2 months ago. But bottom line is, don't fight the trend. We didn't fight the trend on the way down when we were in a clear downtrend on a lot of time frames. And literally now, again, I'll say it again, yearly uptrend, daily uptrend, 4-hour uptrend, hourly uptrend, 15-minute uptrend. The only thing, weekly uptrend, only thing not in an uptrend is the monthly chart because we need a higher low and higher high to confirm that trend change. So, of course, we don't want to be FOMOing and chasing, but entering on consolidation while we're still in uptrends is the name of the game, and we'll see if we get these bull breaks, and if not, daily equilibrium. So that's, again, a good scenario for the bulls to be in, where worst case scenario, it just means we're going to see tightening daily ranges probably into the weekend, and best case scenario, I'm going to see you next with continuation to higher highs. I appreciate you watching. Do good things out there, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Hey everyone, time for a garden update. We've got the basil doing their thing in these boxes. Tomatoes, I left a couple of them 2 per, and I left some 1 per as I'm experimenting with tomatoes in big pots this year. And pretty much in North Carolina, you're gonna get blight, which is a fungus that just destroys tomatoes, and it's already starting. It's pretty much just trying to delay it as much as you can to get some tomatoes before it gets the whole plant. Cucumbers working their way up. These are little sour gherkin guys. These are the cutest cucumbers you've ever seen. Gotta get the baby cucumber. That's a cucumber. And then we got the bigger ones going on over here. They're flowering, getting ready to do their thing, much bigger. Try and find some praying mantis which are roaming around. Summer squash filling up that pot. He's starting to flower. You can see those are going to be some zucchinis in there. The potatoes are exploding and they're starting to flower. And here's an example of a potato flower. That's a random potato from the compost pile that's doing its thing. These are all flowers. So these will eventually flower in a month or so. That's all the wildflower seed that I spread out. What else we got? Pepper. Winter squash. It's gonna run wild. Eggplant. Chard. String beans. strawberries have been going for a few weeks. Lots of fresh strawberries. And the snap peas are starting to climb up the deck and do their thing with the nasturtium. Nasturtium's a good one to have around, grows fast, everything's edible out of it. There's another pepper. Some more squash. Lettuce is just about done. And then some kale and some collard greens. So this is my temporary garden spot before I get to my real spot in a month or so.